Hi, everybody. Bobby Ogilvy, project manager and professional coach. I wanted to make this video to inform you guys a bit about some of the cool, exciting stuff that we're doing here at Talent Edge. The main thing is about getting your feedback and your input about this. I thought I would lay out what's going on. First, coming up in August of 2017, we're going to have our first Summer Leadership Institute, and really it's geared towards startups and growing SMEs and the various pain points that they're dealing with, right? So one of the things I wanted to ask you guys about is if you are in that category. So let's say you're a company of let's say a few hundred people or less, let's say 300 people or less, and you're experiencing a bunch of growth pain points, which is to say you have a trajectory for growth, or there's some big change transition you're going through. What are the pain points you're dealing with? Now, I know that startups, particularly very small startups, let's say below 20 people, are often still dealing with a sustainable financial model, and have they basically found a repeatable way to continue to make money and do business? So there is a pain point there. So it strikes me that one of the pain points is around how to scale up sales, how to develop a good sales process. But I will say too, there's a lot of other operations and organizational and cultural stuff which often isn't handled very well and can be misinterpreted as, oh, like this is a sales problem. Well, it may be a sales problem, and I'm sure you may have heard the expression. I think Guy Kawasaki says this. It's like good sales can hide a bunch of other bad things, and so like in that sense, just because your sales are going well doesn't mean there are not other bad problems in play. So I suspect if you feel like that resonates with you guys, oh yes, we have a sales pain point, we don't have any other pain points. That's perhaps not true, but I'd like to get a better sense of some of what those issues are. So if you guys want to comment on this video, if you guys want to message me on the Facebook, which could be the Talent Edge site itself, or you can find me personally on Facebook, or you can get in touch through LinkedIn. I may also make a way on the website, on the Talent Edge website, talentedge.ca, that you can respond as well, because I'd love your input about this. My concern here is that I can an ongoing potential deliver value to these business leaders, these growing SMEs. In that way, actually, so the structure of this workshop is going. So it's going to be a week-long intensive in sunny St. Andrews by the Sea. If you guys have never been to New Brunswick, it's a beautiful place, and it's basically the best time of year you could possibly go there. August, late summer. So it's going to be amazing. And then after this 1 week intensive, which we're all there on site, so imagine 35 to 50 people. Then we have the 5 months follow-on, so basically right up to the end of the 2017 year of coaching, which is probably going to be on a bi-weekly basis, and as much as possible we want to include as much team coaching and organizational level stuff in that. So really it's not just you going to this 1 week intensive, it's making this 5-month commitment to say, yeah, here are the problems my organization is facing, here's how I want to get better, here's how I want my organization and my teams to get better, let's do this. So if you're interested in that, I'd love to hear your feedback, and anyway, we'll go from there, and in the next 2 weeks you'll hear more about what this is and how you can register and reserve your seat. Anyway, very excited about that. Second thing, we are recording the first batch of episodes for the new Leading Edge podcast. So what this is a vehicle to bring in other guests and experts on different topic areas, and we've decided to go with a 20-minute format. We looked at some of the different sizes and thought that was the right size, which allowed enough length to get into these topics without becoming too long-winded and verbose. On the other end of the spectrum, it's easy to see brief 2 or 3 minute videos which just touch on a topic, they're not dense enough. On the other end, for example, Sam Harris has some brilliant 2-hour videos, or 2-hour audio podcasts, but they can become a bit long-winded, and not everyone is really interested in making that commitment. So we thought that 20 minutes would be the right time for that. We're going to be putting that on SoundCloud and perhaps YouTube, or we're on the fence about YouTube, but definitely SoundCloud. And we'd love your input about guests. So if you think of, let's say, in themes around teams, leadership, coaching, better organizations, it could have a sense around sales and growth, but as much as possible, it should probably be more about people, leadership, culture. Even this notion too of how you change effectively, how do you get from A to B, or bringing out the best in someone's personal potential or someone's leadership potential. That's what we're looking for. So if there's guests that you can suggest, please let me know. And again, because this is all digital, at this point. It's not like they need to be next door. They could be halfway around the world. I was surprised, and even the past couple of weeks, I found a bunch of amazing coaches and neuroscientists in the UK working on some interesting stuff. So I'd love to reach out to them and get them on as guests. Do you guys have any great guest ideas? I'd love to hear about them. And then the last point is really just a preview of our 2017 services brochure that we're going to be releasing. So part of this was trying to reformat these different services, one, so it's a bit clearer for you guys, and two, so it's more specific to certain needs. So so the way I'm going to contrast this here is that there are 3 tiers of coaching service, and basically they're all based on a monthly fee. And so the 3 scales of monthly fees are how much coaching you're getting and how much added other training, support. Eventually they start to bring in more assessments and psychometrics, right? Mastermind sessions, things like that. How much do you want? And the good thing about coaching is because it's very much geared towards your needs, those 3 service tiers of coaching can fit all kinds of topics. On the other hand of things, there are a bunch of other service packages which are designed more for specific needs or larger organizational use cases, and those are the ones I want more feedback on. Are they serving your needs, or is there a particular package we could be creating which is more geared towards something? This is the really more important intricate dance, which is the coaching and consulting relationship, right? So just to recap, coaching is very client-centered. There are set tools it uses. You can't tell a client what to do. It's about accountability. It's about exploring their experience and ultimately helping transform their experience. On the other end of things, consulting, you go to a consultant because you want their expert advice or you want their expert, execution, or you want them to develop or deliver something, right? And you can be the subject matter expert in a certain area. People are coming to you because you are that leadership expert or marketing expert or blah or blah or blah expert. So in this sense, there could be a crunchier pain point that someone wants more suggestion and more format around, not just client-centered coaching. So, for example, one of the packages that we've rolled out is that. So I deal with a lot, all kinds of different people, but one big market segment I would say are people that are in the midst of or have recently finished graduate studies, and often in like some kind of applied research. So it could be engineering, it could be they heard some product or some technical thing they were working on, right? So they are really strong subject matter experts in their area, but they know nothing about business or entrepreneurship or launching a product or getting funding, all kinds of things. So we've recently made a service package which is particularly geared towards that. Because in that way, from a structural standpoint, we have a good, clear sense of what their known pain points are, what they're going to have to, where they're probably starting from, and what they're going to have to do to go forward. And that, in that sense, is it's an easier nut to crack than starting everything from scratch, right? And this is one of what could be all kinds of different, more tailored service packages. Now, it's not to say these can't be served in other coaching tiers or other kinds of organizational consulting packages, but if there are known problems we know how to solve, it's easier for us to solve them, and it's easier to also find that target market. It's easier to speak to them and to have them say, oh yes, that's the exact thing that I need. So I'd love your input about what further service packages you might be looking for. One I'm considering or trying to figure out the best way to do this is that more and more I'm seeing people get into, I will call it perhaps not so high growth self-employment. So they're looking into different sort of casual business models or different sort of in-person or online services which they want to sell themselves, but they're trying to fully utilize their time. So I mean, that's another thing we've considered. Is there some extra teaching and training around that could, a package that could be designed for that? But anyway, I think that's probably enough. I think I'm repeating myself. I'd love to hear about any specific problems and packages that you guys would like to see there. So just to recap, stay tuned for all this awesome, exciting information about the Summer Leadership Institute. And if you have some feedback around the pain points your growing SME or in the SME in the midst of change is dealing with, I'd love to hear about them. Secondly, look forward to the Leading Edge podcast and let us know if you have any guest ideas. Thirdly, look forward to our 2017 services brochure and let us know if there are specific packages which could be more tailored towards your needs so Talent Edge can help serve you guys better. That's it. I'm Bobby Ogilvy, Project Manager and Professional Coach. I'll talk to you guys soon.